friends and those who are Irish for the day. Welcome to our weekly meeting, and we have a lot of good stuff today, this week. It is our favorite meeting, Market Stats. Always favorite, especially favorite in this wild market. So we're going to rip through really quickly. I'm a fast talker, so that helps me. And start by welcoming our two newest agents this week, Archie Valdez and Tony Intrieri, to our fabulous family at KW Metro. And then we will go right to our bucket fills. So for bucket fills, I'm going to go ahead and shout out some celebrations and say I'm feeling all y'all's buckets because we have done amazing work in February as a group, as a market center. Our listings taken, you might have seen me post, we're up 53.3%. I'm totally jumping ahead. That's fine. And I'm going to go back. So no. You don't have to. I'll just ramble through, but then I want to go back to Sal's slide because we just did the regional stuff too. We had a regional award, you guys, and our agents killed it. So Sal came in #1 for top agent market center GCI earners. So hello, major props there. Amy, see, I have my agenda and your thing up. So let me move that out of the way. Amy and Gary Bloom also came up as #1 in top market center GCI earners. The Lee home team also came in as #1 with top team market center GCI earners. And so that's individuals, teams, and groups, you guys. If you're like, how are there so many #1s? That doesn't make any sense. And then the Baruch, our darling Baruch from the Experience Expansion team also came up with #3 for top regional closed units. You guys, that's a lot of amazing numbers in the top 3 and 3 #1s in our whole region of 21 market centers in Southern California, Orange, and San Diego County. So I want to make sure that that doesn't just get like shuffled by in passing. And then as a group, the listings taken is up 53.3%. I mean, y'all know there's no listings out there. So really good job getting those listings and improving. And the biggest thing to think about for these two slides, listings taken and written volume being up 53.3 and 37.6%. That's our year over year. Remember, that's pre-COVID. This is the last month that we can look at it and know those are pre-COVID numbers. So huge props, huge good jobs. And keep it going, right? This market, we'll get into the numbers, but that's, the last month that we can really compare pre-COVID world to current world. So we're beating our pre-COVID selves in listings and written volume. So again, really huge congratulations to all of our rankings and us as a giant group. All right, announcement. My darling Nancy, are you up next with an announcement?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Sarah.
Go ahead, my doll.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm able to see myself. I just wanted to let our office know that as many of you guys know, my husband is in the Navy, so he's going to be due to his work. I just want to let you guys know that I will be your MCA remotely, so I'll still be able to help you guys out. I just will be doing everything remotely. So if you guys need anything, you can contact me via email or phone calls, and yeah, that's it.
So I like to call this COVID upside, you guys, because the fact that someone has a remote need that happens is no longer even like a bump in the road, right? So now we just still have our Nancy the same way we've always had her. You just can't find her on the 3rd floor anymore. And let's be honest, how many of you have been to the 3rd floor lately? Right? Okay. So Nancy, yay, COVID upside. You get to stick around with us and be remote and still support your family. And that's what we're all about, right? Faith, family, business here. So thank you for sharing that with everybody. And okay. I mean, I'm 2 minutes ahead, so I'm not going to burn through that. I'm going to keep it going. Launch and growth spotlights and broker updates. We are going to get right into it with Team Alicia.
Broker Bob, go in.
Broker Bob.
Thank you, Sarah. Great job at navigating, doing the slides and on the screen. So in the coaching program, we have in Team Alicia, congratulations, shout out to Paul Tolentino, got another BRE signed. And this past weekend, he had 2 showing agents showing properties in Orange County and LA County for him while he was in San Diego showing properties. And I guess I'm supposed to say, can we say expansion team soon? Great job. Great job, Paul. You just are working it. And then Coach K, Rob Paul, and Mike Link signed up for growth coaching with Coach Carl. Great job, guys. Salma Newman opened her first escrow in growth. And Aida Hernandez opened her first escrow in launch. Great job, and everybody in the coaching program. All right. Broker update. Last week, Mark talked to you all about the use of the MCA, the Market Conditions Advisory. And we're going to probably mention it every week. And I just dropped it into the chat box because here's why you need to have this. Y'all are calling me, Broker Bob, I have an offer that they want to remove the appraisal. They want to remove every contingency possible under the earth. Well, every time we have a market, shall we say, run up, post that, litigation happens. It's because clients feel that they got pushed into a house and they weren't advised properly. And when a principal or a buyer or seller go and make a claim against an agent, their main claim, their one sentence is, your agent didn't tell me that. So that's why I had Mark talk about it this week. I'm going to talk about it again this week. If you are consummating an offer that has an appraisal removal or escalation clause, removing inspection, you have to give that market conditions advisory before or when you're writing that offer, and they need to sign it, but you need to go through it with them because your fiduciary is to watch out for that buyer or seller on those offers and making sure you're protecting them. So please, 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 the next risk management, I'm going to go more in depth about escalation clauses and the use of this form as well too. But I hope none of you on this call will be any RDRs this week and will actually keep it in your computer and print it out and read it. All right. Great job, everybody. Have a great day. Let's get moving.
I'm unmuted. Don't worry. Okay. Moving right along to our fabulous Movement Mortgage. Ed, I saw your hat taking up your whole screen down there. Let's hear from you.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Good to see all you beautiful faces. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. First of all, Nancy, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Bob, you too. You guys have both been on my mind, so I just wanted to let you know. But I put out a post on, and Amanda mentioned something about it too. I think Wes brought it up as well, about investment properties and second homes, you guys. This has been a huge change for us, and kind of caught everybody off guard over the weekend. Basically, with the $1.9 trillion bill that got passed, you know, the government does own these government agencies, right? Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. They basically said that all of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans, no more than 7% of those loans coming in can be investor properties or second homes going forward. So what that does to the mortgage industry is we have to be able to control the amount of volume that's being put into there. And how do we control that? By pushing up interest rates. So I just ran my first multifamily today, and I was at 4.25 with 25% down. Whereas that same multifamily was a $600,000 purchase with, don't even ask me where we're going to find that, but it was a multifamily 4-unit. It was 3.25 if it was owner occupied. So it's a full percentage point difference, you guys. And that just recently kicked in. Used to be about a 0.5% difference. Now it's a full percentage point. So we're back in the fours with investment properties, second homes, and with an overall trajectory of higher interest rates. Just wanted to let you guys know. That's my good news for the week.
So use all your luck, get out there and get your second home buyers that information so they don't turn around and call you and say, hey, why didn't you tell me?
And if you need more information on that, or let me know. I'll send you guys an article on it. And if you have someone out there searching for a home in those particular categories, please, please, please make sure to reach out to your lender and make sure they're still qualified and they're not reaching above and beyond what their qualifications are and you're not spinning your wheels.
Thank you, Ed, for that
Thank you, guys.
fantastically uplifting news for the market. Now, scooting on over to A+ Escrow, Justin, raise your hand if you're here. Hey.
How's it going, guys? It's Justin, next door, A+ Escrow. Hey, I just wanted to quickly point out some few bullet points as we're processing and going through this new normal. Just one more time, I would have to reiterate that as you move along with your transaction as efficiently as possible, we want to advise everybody that's listing their property for sale to be ordering the prelim right when you get the listing. Some of the title companies are taking longer, in excess of a week. So get those title pre-opens as soon as you can. And all you have to do is email me for that. Justin at aplusescrow.com. Number two, when an escrow is open and a deposit's received by escrow, and you guys cancel for any reason, if the sellers and the buyers don't agree, we can't release the deposit. So we have to have mutually signed cancellation instructions in order for escrow to release the deposit. If they don't agree, it goes to arbitration. Last but not least, on a good point, we want to get you guys paid as soon as possible. So as long as you have broker approval, we can wire your commission split for free. So if you want to see me about that, go ahead and give me a shout, 619-865-9998. Or shoot me an email. Everybody knows. Yay. See ya.
Thank you, Justin. Who doesn't love an update about getting paid faster? I do. All right. Nikki, do you have some commercial news for us?
Hey guys, welcome to Commercial Corner. We are seeing lots and lots and lots of movement on the commercial side of real estate, and we're going to continue to see a lot more, specifically in terms of office space and restaurants. The interesting thing about restaurants is that while many did not survive COVID, others have been expanding and blowing up looking for space. So how can you leverage that as a residential agent? If you have a restaurant in your neighborhood or know or hear of someone looking to expand, refer to them. If you also have someone in the neighborhood that maybe is struggling or mentions maybe needing to sell or downsize, refer them. I would like to say congrats to Peggy. We are now in active discussion with a buyer for one of the restaurants, and Peggy will end up with an over $6,000 check for making one phone call. Not a bad way to earn some extra green for your coffee. Thank you.
Well played, extra green. All right. I saw a little leprechaun with a lovely green flowy hairdo somewhere around here. Bridget, bring the culture.
Hey, Metro, are you guys ready to party? Is anybody else's eyes hurting from this, or is it just mine? So don't forget, today we've got our scavenger hunt right after this. It is going to be our first time as an office doing a virtual scavenger hunt. We did one in person a couple of years ago. So here's the deal. It'll be right after the team meeting, so just stay on here. You don't have to go anywhere. We'll give you a minute to go grab a drink. We will tell you everything you need, so you don't need to worry. Remember that we are doing this as a fundraiser for our very own Alicia. So if you would like to contribute, if one of you lovely agents wouldn't mind posting in the chat our Venmo account, if you'd like to contribute, just make sure if you contribute to Venmo that you put on there for Alicia, so we know that it goes straight to them and not to the market center. So if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I want to give a quick shout out to Victor, who helped me come up with this, and he did a majority of the work. So yay for Victor. Without him, I would probably still be trying to figure out how to get my win forms working. But anyway, thanks everybody. I will see you all at 2:30. Bye.
You guys, virtual scavenger hunts are super fun. And if the leader is wearing flashing glasses and a long, luscious green wig, it can only be better. So property pitches. All right. We have 3 pitches, 3 people, 4 properties, 1 minute each, 4 minutes on the clock. First up is Francis. Am I going to do the Stephen thing where I read it, or is Francis here?
She should be here. She's here.
I'm
Francis,
here.
go on, baby.
Thank you, everybody. Hello. I have a listing coming on next week on Tuesday, the 23rd, at 2025 Silverado Street. It's a townhome, 1,500 square feet, 2-bed, 2-bath, immaculate condition in the Old Creek Ranch complex adjacent to San Elijo Hills. And the listing price is $599 pay, and please bring me your buyers. We would love to show it before it goes on.
Nice. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And Dan, you're next.
Hey guys, thank you so much. This charming little cottage in North Park went on the market last week. It is a very unique property. It is listed at $625. Similar properties in the neighborhood sold for $650 in the last couple of weeks-ish. So it's priced really well. It is a small property. It's 576 square feet. So it's pretty petite. It did at some point in its history have an addition on the back to raise a second bedroom above it. It's really closer to 700 square feet, but nobody knows when that happened. It does not have dedicated parking. So it's going to take a unique buyer for this home, but it is charming. And it's really close to the water tower off of El Cajon, for those of you know that area. And there's lots of parking around the park, just one house away. So my client has never had any problems with this. I sold it to him in 2015, and he has already bought a home in Cape Cod and is ready to be on the East Coast. So if you have any buyers, let me know. And you are more than welcome to market this for yourselves. All right. Thanks, guys.
That is a cutie little front porch
It's super
area,
cute.
isn't it? Man.
It's adorable.
Yeah. Okay, so those two should be sold by the weekend. Who's next? Judy has 2 listings to share with us. Let's hear it, Judy.
I can hear nothing.
Me either.
I'm pressing, but
Oh, I hear you. Do we have an image, Evie?
I do.
Judy, I heard your voice. There you are.
Did it again.
Miss Judy, we can't hear you.
All right, I'll share. This
Go for it.
beauty is 3+. I'm guessing there's like a loft or an extra room, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, just over 1,900 square feet, and in Chula Vista, detached for.
how about this? Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay. Yeah, thank you for helping me. Yeah, so
You're welcome.
it's going to be shown on Sunday from 12 to 4. I already have some appointments on showing time. So if you'd like to sign up to see it, this is a beautiful unit. It's got solar. The solar is about $90 a month if you want to take over the lease. Hopefully you will. And it's very near to everything. It's very central. It's built in 208, actually, 1913 square feet. So it looks like a dream. It's actually really, really perfect. The only drawback might be for some people who like to have a front garage. It's got a back garage and a very nice paved side yard. So this is one of these very desirable pieces. Thank you for putting up my videos. Okay, this is a 4-plex, actually 3 buildings and 4 units. The largest unit is, I think it's 860 square feet. The smaller ones are about 600. And speaking of what Movement Mortgage just told us today, I know this to be true, but this complex has 1 unit that's vacant. So if you do have a buyer that wants to be able to occupy, that's available for you. Of course, our tenants, we have to keep them during COVID, but this would be capable to have that type of financing. So that one's going to be shown on Saturday, again, from 12 to 4. I'm not doing it on showing time. Just give me a call. I'll put my number in the chat if anybody's interested. Please let me know right away. It's listed for 909.9, and yeah, 4 nice little units in northwestern Chula Vista. Please let me know if you would like to bring your client. And
Awesome. Nice work.
oh, they all
Congrats.
have 2 bedrooms, by the way.
Love it. So you guys, that's some great new listings. Let's get them. You know, anybody has anybody in-house, I feel like we do. So make sure you're looking at that and looking at the Facebook page and the in-house coming soon's off-market properties, and buyer needs also can be on the Facebook page. So get it out there, post it to the page, shout it out. If you need help with some skywriting, let us know. And without further ado, and almost exactly right on time, take it away to our darling Ashley Lunn with our market stats.
Howdy, kids. How's everybody? Good?
Yay, muted.
Good, good. Everybody's good, I guess.
Ah, all right. So let's screen share. We'll get started. It's an interesting year already. Does anybody else feel like it's a 10-year year? Like, how in the world are we already at the end of the first quarter? And it does feel like it's been a decade. All right. So on your screen, you see June 17th. There's a holiday every day of the year, evidently. June 17th is Eat Your Vegetables Day. Why would I put June 17th in a holiday on here?
3 months out.
And what's important about it being 3 months out?
Measure your production.
Yeah, so we call it the real estate calendar. What you're doing today will show up 90 days from now. Okay, so you can buy some good veggies June 17th if you're doing your lead gen now. And I also put St. Patrick's Day on here only because I believe it's the first time in a long time we had a stat meeting on an actual holiday. All right, so let's jump in. This was some fun kind of Twilight Zone research this week, because the numbers are just getting crazier and crazier. So in the top on this slide, the top shows listed properties through the end of February in each of the years, 2017 through 2021. And you can see that we are listing a lot fewer properties than we were in 2020. Again, this is pre-COVID. We are down year over year 9.71% overall in new listings that have come to market. Okay. On the bottom of the slide is the sales activity. And this is where it's just Twilight Zone-ish. We are up, way up. Oh, year over year, we're up by sold units 19.92%. You might as well just round up. We're up 20% in terms of solds. So fewer properties, way fewer properties came to the market in January and February, and many, many more flew off the market. Okay. So we're going to repeat this a lot, and you're going to see just how extreme you're feeling it. Yeah, you're going to see the numbers to see how extreme this is. So as of this morning, we had 616 active houses under $1 million. And 1,779 are currently in pending status. That's uncomfortable. That's why we're seeing so many offers. And as Robert said, everybody giving up everything just to get in a house. And we sold 1,269 houses under $1 million in the last 30 days. Active detached over $1 million, 639 properties. We sold 804 in the last 30 days, and 540 are, 804 are in escrow, and 540 closed in the last 30 days. You can see the trends. It's getting tighter and tighter. And there really is, I don't think we're going to see a big influx of listings that sit on the market. I do think because the listings were down so aggressively year over year, 10% for January and February, we'll see those sellers show up. So I think we'll see a spike in new listings coming to market in March, April, and May, but they're going to fly off. Just, you can see the demand. So condos under 500,000, 279. And this is all of the MLS, all of San Diego County. Pending 652 and sold in the last 30 days, 465. Over $500,000, 410. Active, 479 in escrow, and 378 have closed. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this particular slide because I've added some slides this week that I really want to spend time on. But you can see when you get the slideshow what the numbers are actually doing in each price point. This is the sold information for the last 3 years, and the yellow, look how many more properties we're selling in the above $600,000 category. Obviously, we're selling a lot fewer below that, but wow, we're seeing a big uptick in our move up market. Okay. I see the chat box is doing something. Yeah. Maria said this is not fun anymore. If you're a listing agent, it is. And we're going to talk about one strategy I just heard earlier today on a call that I think is really can make the difference for you guys. So again, we are at 658 fewer listings compared to this time last year, which is 9.7% less. And we've sold 794 more properties than we did last year this time, and that's almost 20% increase. Okay. So this is new, and I have to thank Ed again. After last month's meeting, he asked me to pull this and make a visual. This, I think, is really helpful for all of you, whether you're representing sellers or buyers. Just take this one slide, and the next slide is for condos, and you can show a buyer, oh my gosh, in the entire county, if you have $400,000 to spend, there's only 43 properties for us to look at. Okay. Why, how, not why, how could this help you?
Save you a lot of time, be a little bit more direct, and inform your customers what they're up against.
Yeah, I think the visual really shows, look, to be competitive, you're going to have to do a lot of unusual things, and it's going to be uncomfortable. But we only have, I mean, even 300 to 400,000, 12 properties in the whole county. All right, condos, not much better. It is wild. That's a perfect word for it, Sarah. It is wild. So here we were on a call with the region earlier, and another team leader in another office, they took a lot of listings in this last month, which, by the way, so did we, right? We're 53% up compared to last year, which is amazing considering the county's down 10%. So good on you guys. We're really taking more market share than we ever have. And this is a strategy that this other team leader shared this morning. His agents, a group of his agents, are literally going out door to door with offers, written offers saying, I have a cash offer or a financed offer for this house. Would you sell it? And that's how they're getting their listings. Okay. So not only are they're basically double ending all of those, but they're uncovering inventory that it wouldn't have existed. Okay. All right. So 3-year trends by price. It's crazy. We are likely, I believe, in 2021 going to see the complete disappearance of houses under 300,000 in San Diego. I mean, we're gobbling them up so fast, and that's pushing the prices up. So what today is 200,000 is, or 250 or 300 is going to be 450, 500. We're going to see massive appreciation again this year. There's no way around it, which also means you're probably going to have some appraisal issues. So get really good. Robert, maybe we can talk about that on the risk management call too. How do we protect ourselves waiving appraisal? Because that's going to be an issue. And look at these absorption rates. Last month, I said I've never seen absorption rates this high, and look, they are higher than they were last month. Essentially what this says is in almost every price point, we're 75% or better in absorption. And in some price points, that 5 to 600,000, we're absorbing 85% of what we list in a month, like immediately absorbing it. And then if you look under the 200,000, this is why I said the next price point to erode is going to be 300,000. We have 145% absorption rate under 200. Okay, when you get this slideshow, look at these two slides side by side. I can't do that on the screen, but these are normal absorption rates for San Diego. This was last year. And the takeaway here is that we're over 20 percentage points higher in absorption. And we thought last year was fast and tight. Okay, there's the definition of absorption rate for you. Again, anything that's over 20% absorption has signaled a seller's market. Well, we're averaging 84%. There is no term for this market, not one that we can say on Zoom. All right, now this is new listings and I've only put the number in there for the month of February. So again, we're down 10%, basically year over year. And the trend is interesting. So typically what happens, if you look at the line, just look at the shape of the line, what typically happens after February? What's the line do? Goes up, goes really up, which is why I think we should see a lot of those listings we didn't see come in January and February hit, as well as just the regular seasonal upshift. So I do think we'll have more pickings and we've got the demand that's still going to make sure that they fly off the market quickly. All right, active listings. I didn't put the number on here. Again, it's on that very front slide. That is the active listings would have been at the end of February. I think it's more appropriate to know what today's number is because again, it's contracted even more. If you watch anything I post on Facebook, probably twice a week, I put the number of listings out there. And we've seen it hit 1,900. We might see it go below that. I think actually we probably will in April. Pending listings, and they're up. So that's why I think we'll see the number of available listings go down because the pendings are still trending up. Sold listings, and excuse that typo there, I forgot to take the highest December sold ever. It was in 2020. The numbers for the solds for February, if you just look where the lines are higher than any February on record. So I have a question. What would, and I don't know that there's an actual answer for this, but it's a good discussion point. Why are fewer people listing and more people buying right now? And that's essentially what this is telling me.
Equity in their house, lower interest rates, and
A little louder, Nikki.
A lot of them is because they had equity in their homes. So fewer folks are putting their homes on the market. The lower interest rates are making the availability for buyers to afford more homes. So they're able to purchase more because of the interest rates, and it's making it a lot balance. So when they do become available, they're snatching it quickly. So buyers are biting on that bait faster.
Yeah, and we may be, job insecurity keeps them still. Yeah, and we may be seeing people, I don't know, this is anecdotal, but cash out some of their equity and go buy the house they really want and keep their current home as an investment because rents are so high.
I got another one.
Say it again.
I got another one, another reason. A lot of people, a lot of homeowners are saying, I would sell, but I can't afford to buy with the market being as high as it is right now. It wouldn't make sense for me.
Okay.
Or they're afraid to sell because they don't know what they will buy. And what we're seeing some of our clients do is a cash out refi so that they can build that second unit, garage conversion, ADU. And we've got quite a few clients that are doing that right now.
By the way, that's a great, if you don't have clients doing that, it's probably because they don't know about it. So that should be one of our touches. It's a brilliant way to even capitalize more on the appreciation. All right. Median sales price, increasing. I left the amount out of here. I gave you the actual percentage. On the final slide, the amounts are in there. And same thing on the average, just keeps going up. And the only thing that would fix this trajectory and either level it out or decrease it is if we had some surplus of inventory come. And that's just, we're not going to see inventory surplus for probably the rest of my lifetime in Southern California. Median active market time is down to 9 days for houses and 12 days for condos. Okay. I took out the slide that shows the visual of this because I can't make bars small enough. It's easier just to give you the number. There's 0.8 months, which equates to 24 days of inventory for single family homes, and 0.9 months, 27 days of inventory for condos. Average list price compared to sales price is now for both condos and houses over 100%. Condos are 100.4%, houses, and it's on there, but I can't see it on my screen, are at 101.4%. Now, this is February, kids. February is not usually a stellar month for real estate. It's actually typically the slowest month in San Diego real estate. To see, by the way, it's also, if you look at every other February marks, in terms of your average list price to sales price, it marks the lowest point of the year. So past February, every year, for the history of real estate in San Diego, every month after February, the average list price to sales price ratio gets even higher. So if we are currently at 100% and a little bit more of list price to sales price ratio, by the end of the second quarter, we could see that at 105%. 106%. And what's causing that? It's the buyers who are willing to do whatever they need to do, and escalation clauses and everything else that's pushing that higher. So great. So Melinda says, Ashley, why is it 101 yet we're mostly seeing 105 to 110% in the field? Remember, this is an average and you get to see just a snapshot. There still are properties that agents have overpriced. And it's the final sales price. So what happens in escrow matters. But it's an average. That's why there are some of those outliers that are 110%, and there's some that are in the 90s. And as Emily said, also downtown. Yeah, downtown's probably the only pocket of tough for sellers. All right, and here's the SDAR snapshot. This is posted on the SDR website. You can go on there and pull it, or just pull this slide and use it in your marketing. They actually must have gotten new writers, because this and the next one are actually informative. I would encourage you to read it in detail. The takeaway at the bottom of this: homeowners currently struggling due to COVID now have even more time for forbearance. They've added another 3 months, I believe, on it. So now they can have 18 months of forbearance, which honestly just widens the window for us. We have to be in contact with the sphere people in our database who may have done forbearance, because at the end of 18 months, what that's going to mean for most of them is they have to come up with 18 months of payment.
What a culture.
If they haven't been able to make a payment, how in the world are they going to have 18 months of it? The $1,400 stimulus check is not going to help. So these people are going to have equity, and yet they may be in distress because they can't make that forbearance payment. And so that's a potential listing to help them out, to get out and get their cash out. Oh, let me go back. So I don't know if you can see my arrow, but this also shows you 57.3% 1 year change in homes for sale. Again, who was in the business last year and thought it was a crazy seller's market? Yeah. And we have 57% less inventory. Okay. And then buyer demand continued to be robust, of course. Yeah, the averages and the median prices are on here. So the median price was up 9.4% to 640,000. So the median is the exact middle of our market. Half of the properties in San Diego County that are residential sold above 640 and half sold under 640. And that includes both condos and houses. And shockingly to me, the biggest price gains were actually over $5 million. So it's not just our regular properties that are increasing in value. Even the multi-million-dollar properties are going up quickly. Average sales price on an SFR is $1,441,000. So 104,100 in February. So median SFR is 725. Yes. Median is 725. Average is 1.041. Okay. So discussion. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Actually, you know what? Let me go back. I'll stop sharing and go back and then pull up. I would love to know strategically, knowing these numbers are not going to get kinder, that's the word I'll use. What do you need to adjust in how you are looking for business in order to thrive?
I like what you said. Can you hear me? I like what you said about the door-to-door. We're not allowed to do door-to-door right now, I understand. But I'd like to find out how to know when we are. And what is it exactly that the team is bringing? What was it? A qualified letter, an offer? What was
an
it?
actual? He said it was an actual offer.
An actual offer. Okay, got it.
Yep.
How do you bring one offer door to door with one number? How does that work?
So like in the case of buyers losing out on multiple offer situations, then you're going to go to the other homes that would fit the parameters close by and say, we just lost, we're really want to get into a home. Here's the offer. And typically they're going to black out the private information in that situation, right? It's been done for a long time. It's always been an interesting practice in this market when inventory is, let's just say, almost non-existent. Then that's where you're actually doing the work for your buyer. Getting the listing is just the bonus because it's the listing for your buyer, keeping it off market. You know, you might discover sellers who want to go to market and see what's possible out there when they hear this news, or you're going to just get it for your buyer and it's never even going to go to market. And either way, it's a win.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
I want to also be very careful. I have a good friend who keeps questioning me and telling me to remind agents, there are plenty of listings. There are I mean, we could not be this far up in terms of sold properties, 20% up year over year in sold, if the listings weren't there to sell. It's just they're not staying on the market. So we have to be careful with our language to say there's no listings. Yeah, there are. They just go really fast. So your job really is primarily to go find them.
Right. So listings used to mean leverage and leads. And now it's awesome for your seller that the listing sells in 12 hours with 400 offers and sells for $1 billion over asking price. And yet for you as the agent, it's not serving you in your business to bring you the leverage necessarily, unless you're doing it right. And there's strategies to do that with the coming soons, with the building interest, with the gaining the conversations. So, you know, consult. If you need help with those, consult. That's why we're here, to help you guys learn and grow together.
Absolutely. So I can't see everybody. I can see about probably 15 people on my screen. Let me stop sharing. And I can see it now. We have 77 people on this call. So let's do it this way. If you have at least one buyer say yes in the chat box.
And Ashley, while they're doing that, as broker, I just want to make sure you guys understand, you still can't door knock randomly. And when you're going door to door with a prospective buyer, you make sure you actually have a real buyer. Don't make it a straw buyer. Because if you say you have a buyer and it's not real, they could report you to the Department of Real Estate because it's a code of ethics violation and you're committing possible fraud. You're lying to them. So you have a real buyer, you're making a real offer to uncover that inventory.
All right, so I'm watching the chat box go, and thank you for those that even enumerated how many. I'm going to guess, just watching it, how it's scrolled, that we probably have 100 buyers represented, at least, just in who's here right now. Oh, Mike Law has 12, so 112. Maybe we have 200 buyers. And look at the screen. How many properties are available? So if this would kind of be fun, but if we erased all of the agents outside of Keller Williams San Diego Metro, and we could probably sell the whole MLS. Again, kudos, it is bananas. Kudos to all of you who are sticking it out. I really hope you're taking good self-care, because it's going to be like this for this year. And there's huge opportunity in it. You got to stay healthy. So how do we change this and get those listings? We've got to be in conversations with those people. I mean, it's as silly as it sounds, but pick up the phone and call.
Actually, I want to bring something up that was from the SoCal award ceremony, and they did this panel where we talked to a lot of the not even number one, but high producing agents. And as you guys saw from the slides, we have a lot of them internally. And what they all had in common in last year and winning those increase in sales and increase in their business, they all did the same thing, and all that was call their database. Like, I know it, and I know we've had Amy and Peggy on talking about like what they're doing, and I know it seems like, yeah, but then what? It's not like one day you did it. It's like you're doing it all the time, like it's your job, because it is. So when you do that, and then you don't lose your people to like, oh, my cousin just listed her house with some rando because they sent a mailer to her box and they said like, something good happened. Guys, that happens every single day. It happens to me. Like, I don't actively compete here, but I have a huge sphere. I mean, my dad, Irish Catholic, it's appropriate today. He's one of 11. There's a lot of people around this country that are somehow related to me who I hear like, oh, my cousin just bought a house or all this and that. And that means I'm not doing my referral job. So that just means like my people should all know me. And I love to lead by example and say that. Now, it's not my primary focus. Sales isn't. My primary focus is to teach you guys the mistakes that I make so you don't make them. So all of these people who spoke, and it wasn't call and say like the old, who is looking to buy or sell real estate today. No, it's be a human being that when they say Amy Bloom, real estate. Amy Bloom, real estate. Judy Stevens, real estate. Judy, like that, you want to just associate that with your human being. And all that does is put that in the front of your brain, right? So then when they have a transaction or they hear someone who has a transaction, you get that referral. Like I just talked to an agent who's like, oh my gosh, I have 6 referrals around the country right now from friends and family from just calling people. Who wants to get 6 referral checks over the next few months because people around the country are making business and doing it through you, right? So that was the common denominator. And I know it feels scary and overwhelming to think about, oh my gosh, the listings are flying off the shelf, blah, blah, blah. And they are. And guess what? We're still listing more homes than we have before. And we're still selling more homes than we have before. And what I like to translate that into is we're helping more humans than we ever have before. Okay, so keep doing that. And no, the secret sauce is like in this thing right here. Oh my gosh. Hi, how are you? How's life? Good? Okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You can always find a reason just to call and say hi. Okay.
It's perfect. And thank you. And Melinda, to answer, no, we can't go door to door, right? Legally yet, but we can circle prospect and say, here, I have an offer. All right. by the way, the referral fees now and the ability to make money without actually having to go show property and be in the battle. What a great time to make referral income. All right, so with, I want to know from somebody how they're going to use these two slides. Again, the active houses and the active condos. I have a feeling a lot of you think you're going to use it and then you don't actually go in and take the slides. Take them, use them, incorporate them.
This is what I'm going to say. When I first started out in real estate, this information is what gave me credibility to be the best agent I could be, even if I had never sold a home before. So for those of you who are new agents or struggling with your business, just having these conversations, everybody loves to know what their house is worth or what they want to do. People find real estate fascinating, even if it's just to watch HGTV. Leverage that interest and use these slides to post on social media and start conversations.
Chris, will you tell us what you're doing? Because I love your Wednesday. I think it's Wednesdays you're doing it.
Me?
Yeah, your shower time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I get out of the shower. I do it a couple times a week and I get ready for work in my bathroom and I talk to people about real estate. And today it was about forbearance, and I had two people reach out to me this morning kind of on the DL. They didn't put anything there. And then I had someone else tag somebody else and she's reached out to me. And then actually I had a client yesterday. I was following up with a listing that's coming and she's in PR. We've known each other for years and she was like, "You forgot to do your bathroom chats last week." And I was like, yeah. And so it's kind of becoming a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
you
ripped
talk
the
about
idea
cats
off
on
from
there.
someone else. I mean, it wasn't, I ripped it off, a similar idea from someone else, but it works.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Evie. Evie just put the slides in the chat box, but she also sent them out earlier. So
If we post these on our social media, do we have to put like this information? Do we have to list the source?
nope, you guys don't.
All right.
We have some title reps that take this out, which is fine too. I do ask that they give us credit as an office, and other than that, you use this as your own.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So give me some thoughts.
If you're not looking for listings, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah, that's my only thought. Listings.
Yeah.
One word.
Yeah. The buyers
My
will
thoughts
come.
from a buyer standpoint is that, well, I also think I've got some fence sitters. And if they're seeing, you know what I mean, especially for analytics, I think this is great information. It may get them off the fence because they're waiting. And if they're waiting, it's like it's going to keep costing them more money.
Are you talking about sellers or buyers?
Buyers.
Buyers. Yeah. So
If the
what I would
market
say with
keeps going
buyers,
up, yeah.
remember, I would tell buyers right now, look, January and February are the low points. Those are the low points of the year. And yet this year they're really high in terms of numbers of sales that are happening. So it's only going to get more competitive. You need to act sooner than later, because by July and August, which is the heavy part of our market, this is going to look like it was pleasant.
Ashley?
Yes, Judy?
Well, this latest listing I have, I was just following up on a Google pay-per-click lead, and he wanted to buy a mobile home. And then I got him talking, and it turns out he had a house to sell. But it was just not visible right away. What I'm saying is sometimes when you're following up with people that want to buy, you just really need to find out if they have a house to sell, because they might, without thinking about it.
Yep. Perfect. And the point is, we have to talk to so many people right now to find the listings. And then the follow-up, the fortune is always in the follow-up. Sarah?
You know, I have another agent who I was talking to, and she just helped a client who she helped buy last year, had to sell his house 1 year later. He had bought his dream home last year. She helped him buy the house. And now 12 months later, he just sold the house because he got relocated for his work. And so she helped him sell the house, and good for him in this miracle market. He actually could sell and make some money. So that's awesome. And the point of that is, are you calling your past clients?
Especially if you've been in the market 5 years, if you've been in the business 5 years, go back to those buyers you represented 5 years ago. Even if you haven't been in contact, do it now, and then work your way forward to the present.
And here's the deal. People get like, oh gosh, I don't know. What am I going to say? You know, I personally, because I like to lead by example. And so I text a bunch of my past clients this morning, and I was like, hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. How are you? Just wanted to check in and see how the house is. Do you know how many of them wrote back and said, who the hell are you? Why are you bothering me?
0.
They're like, oh my gosh, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's great. Let me send you some pictures, or how are you? Or blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not, we make it harder than it ever has to be. Just reach out to people and say hello. And if they're your past clients, don't, you know, like I had buyers who you're like, especially in this market, you're like obsessed with each other and in deep conversation. And then you're getting ready to close. And then one of the guys said to me, I know we're never going to talk to you again now. And I was like, that's not true. Well, we used to text like 4 times a day. How many times after we closed do you think we ever texted 4 times a day again, or 4 times a month? Right? So they know how it feels to be like obsessed with each other and then, you know, get repelled too. So it's just that, just be in contact. And that's how people are making business. Judy just said she followed up on an old pay-per-click lead. Oh, I found a listing. Isn't that weird? People have houses, they have to sell them. So, and be the helper, right? Because if it's not you, who is it? Is it that agent that you just did a deal with and you can't stand because they're a horrible human? Right? Don't let it be that person. They're not Metro people, by the way. They're the others. So, you know, be the helper who's actually looking out for their best ethical possible transaction for you and for the other human.
And I'm going to remind, there's been a commercial on TV, a gentleman who's been in the business a long, long time. He's resurfacing, and his commercials are about iBuyers. Has anybody seen that? You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, we do.
I don't want to give him.
Yes,
Starts
we
with a
all
B.
do.
Yeah,
B,
his
B,
last
B.
name starts with a B. But you all have an iBuyer. Remember last week, we've got the iBuyer. So utilize everything at your disposal to get in front of people who need to sell.
And that thing that Chris just talked about the bathroom bit, don't let that break your brain and be like, oh my gosh, I could never do a talk from the bathroom. Forget all that. The point is that people, he just spoke about forbearance for a moment. You guys, forbearance is real. They said there's 5 months of inventory sitting on the shelf, Gary Keller said, because of forbearance. Those are 5 months of people who don't know what the heck they're doing and how to get out of it, but they selected it either because they had to or it felt like a good option. And now they don't know what to do and they need an advisor to help them through it. Talk about it on your social media, shoot an email out about it, do whatever you need to do to discover there. And they're not going to come and be like, hey, that's me. I'm totally not paying my bills on time. They're going to like private message you or tag a friend or subtly bring it to the table. But that's how you help, you know, get that done.
Yeah. And I wanted to highlight Chris because he does it right out of the shower, right off the top of his head. It doesn't have to be highly produced in our video studio, although you can do that. You can do this really, really simply and inside of your own comfort zone, and with your own personality.
Actually, it's not necessarily off the top of my head. I do write notes on my mirror, so that's where it's at.
All right.
Just seems super authentic.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just real talk.
Yeah.
Sarah,
be scared.
I just wanted to say, Sarah, thank you for the simplest of all reminders, because even us old timers need to be reminded about touching base with our most fruitful resources. So I appreciate the kick in the pants. Thank you.
Yeah, I will drive to all your houses and kick you in the pants if that's more helpful. Just, give me some time. It's going to take a while to get around the county. But yeah, you guys, you're an awesome group. We're breaking records and doing more things all the time. And so don't let the market get you down. Be inspired by it and realize that you need to be that person who's going to go help your people. Like if every one of you goes and calls 5 humans, and especially if they're your past clients, and just says like, hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, how are you? Or shoot a text out. Discover what rocks you turn over in doing that, okay?
Can I just add something?
I think it's time for scavenger hunt. Go ahead, Dan.
Real quickly, one of the things that I want to tell people too is that people get wrapped up in that this becomes very salesy, and I hate sales. And so one of the things that I position myself as is I'm not a salesperson. I'm in customer service, and the byproduct of what I help people with is buying or selling a home. So if you think of yourself as customer service agents trying to help your clients, that comes back to you.
Okay, so I really want to drive that home because I'm exactly the same as that. And when you know the story about how I got into real estate, it's really funny. But I say, here's the deal. And I tell agents this, I tell clients this, I tell everyone this. A house is not a pair of jeans. You cannot sell someone a home. Oh my gosh, this house looks awesome on you. You should totally buy this house. Makes your butt look cute. Like, it doesn't work that way. You're not going to ever convince someone to buy a home because of your words. You may usher them through the process and help them realize that this is a good choice for them, but you're never selling them. It's not possible, right? So just get that out of your head completely and realize you are their trusted ally and you are there to guide them through it.
Awesome. All right.
Time to go hunt for beer. Is that what we're scavenging today?
Bridget, the floor is yours.
Your first job is to go grab yourself a green beverage of your choice, and we'll start in just a minute. So go grab your drink, and we'll get this party started. Eve, do I have the ability to screen share?
Yeah. Put some music while I get you switched.
Okay. We'll give you guys like 60 seconds. 60 seconds, that's all. For those of you on here, raise your hand if it's your first ever virtual scavenger hunt. Any first timers? Got a few.